Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great week and a wonderful holiday season. It's a great time of year, as I said in my last video. Today's topic, I'm talking about "Oh, to be young again." That was a phrase that my mom and her friends used to utter on fairly regular occurrences. Again, the point of it was that they would have loved to go back and start all over again. Not necessarily as an infant, but possibly as a teenager or a young adult, where they were able to take some of what they'd learned over time and bring it back to themselves as a 15, 20, 25-year-old. Well, count me as one of those people that's just not interested in doing that. Yes, there are significant advantages to going back in time and having the ability to start all over again, especially with the knowledge that I've gathered after 60 plus years on Earth. But honestly, I'm just not all that interested in redoing things. First of all, I kind of feel like I lived in a simpler time growing up, and that was wonderful. Now, don't get me wrong, there are real advantages to growing up in 2024 or 2025. We have incredible access to technology, which keeps us connected, whether it's through text message, social media platforms, or the ever present phone that we have in our hand, pocket, wherever it is. We're almost never removed from those cell phones. I do love the fact that in the town I live in, we went from being almost an exclusively white middle class area to a town that now has a lot more diversity. I've seen a lot more restaurants move into the area that provide incredible cultural and somewhat culinary opportunities to find new and different foods. I love that. I love the fact that kids today are exposed to many different cultures and many different people. They're learning about holidays that they have never celebrated themselves. We're actually seeing a lot more interest in how we communicate and how we connect with one another and how we can bridge the gap between different cultures. I think that's fantastic. But I really do like the time that I grew up in. It seemed to be so much simpler. One of the things that I've discussed with a lot of my friends who are the same age or roughly the same age that I am is we don't really feel like there was as much mental illness or mental health challenges when we were growing up as there are today. Somebody had a contrary point to that and said, well, the same amount of mental health issues existed when you were growing up. It's just that nobody wanted to talk about them. You know, I would challenge that. I think that social media and the pressures of social media have actually contributed and significantly increased people's mental health issues. Don't get me wrong, love the fact that we're talking about them, but I do think that there are societal things and changes that have been made that do create a lot more stress, a lot more anxiety, and in turn, a lot more mental health issues. We knew who the bullies in our schools were. They were pretty obvious to pretty much everybody. But cyberbullying is different, and many people who are wonderful human beings become bullies when they're online because they can, because there's that anonymity. So if it comes to, hey, I'd like to a do-over, I'd like to go back 20, 30, 40 years, count me amongst those that are not that interested in that. Have a great weekend, everybody.